Hello YouTube, welcome to my first narrated video. What you see here is basically a video that I produced some time back but without the voiceover. So I'm trying to see if I can make this footage more interesting with my voiceover. So we were at EL Chong looking at some motorcycle gear. So Mukris, Noreen, and that's myself and my wife, Siti, at the back. And as you can see us pulling away from the shop. We're both on our GSs. So this is also footage taken from the new Insta360 camera that I recently purchased. And it gives some interesting options. This camera does. And it's slowly becoming my go-to camera for my rides. And I'll show you why. I'll explain why in a second here. So we're on the road going back to Penang. You can see the image shifting to position Mukris and Noreen on the bike, and then it swivels all the way back. You can see Siti in the back seat. Right. So this is one of the nice things about the 360 camera. It takes footage with the panoramic 360 view, and you can basically, during post-production, you can angle the view any way you want, right? Which to me is very useful. Then if there's any points of interest, I don't have to look at it or tilt my head. So now we're approaching the entry to the toll booth. This is the Jawi toll as we are heading back, and you can see the camera shifting view, or rather, the post-production looking at the rear, and you can see Mukris and the GS coming up. And we're about to enter the toll booth here, or rather the bike lane. This is one of the older, toll booths, and you can see the bike lane is quite narrow. Just nice, I guess, for a big bike like the GS. But I imagine when they first thought of this, they weren't thinking about high capacity motorcycles, but more in line of Kapchai or the smaller bikes. But it's kind of a good thing because it helps the big bikers practice their maneuvering skills in narrow situations. So it's good. It's all good. So the view is shifting to the back again. Using keyframes in the Insta360 edit software, you can position the view anywhere you want during the timeline. Exiting the bike lane, and I shift view to the front again. Making a mental note for myself during post-production, I do need to take care of the white balance. It seems too much exposure. May need to adjust that a little bit in the future. So we are going northbound, and we're entering the freeway. And again, the view is pivoting to the back, revealing Mukris and a couple of other smaller bikes, bringing up the rear. Siti's wearing her new climb jacket, which she got maybe about 3 weeks ago. Nice looking jacket, about time she had it. The older one was showing its age. And you can see the view shifting again as it pivots to the front. You saw Mukris overtaking me. And now I cut to the entrance to the second bridge. You can just make the first toll booth, which is the Kasia exit. And everybody, though, is being herded into one lane. So you can see the cones here as I pivot to the back. All traffic is being routed to the what you'll see ahead is a police checkpoint, right? Since we're still under conditional MCO, so they're checking all incoming traffic to make sure that nobody's crossing state lines, right? Unless, and if you are, you better have a good explanation or a letter. During CMCO, only within district travel is allowed. And we're still in the state of Penang, right? So we're not breaking any laws here today. So bikes don't have to pay toll at the bridges, thanks to the previous administration. And anyway, as you can see, we're coming up to the police checkpoint here. Um, and normally they stop car traffic. You saw that white Alza, I think, being stopped for a while. And then the view is shifting, and you can see the two policemen, well, policeman and policewoman at their desk there. Quick view of the back, and then glancing forward again. If you look up ahead, way up ahead in the distance towards the right, you can see that blue rooftop of the IKEA building, right? The furniture shopping store, pretty large store. One of three in Malaysia and the only one in the northern region. Nice place. My wife and I have been there a couple of occasions. Okay, so now Mukris entered the bike lane a little too early, I should say. You could actually stay in the main highway and then enter the bike lane further up ahead. But that's okay. And because we enter early, we have to go down this stretch underneath the exit, the highway exit for folks going to the Kasia Business Center. Now later I'm going to pivot forward. Nice effect as we enter through the tunnel. You see that glare because of the closing iris, and then back up again. So it's an interesting effect. To the left you can see a white expanse of the tech park, right? I think there's still construction going on with the cranes to the left in the open area. Probably building another factory. Now we're approaching what used to be the toll booth for bikes. The toll booth for the cars are on the right, you can see, and they have to pay 8 ringgit 50. And it used to be, I think it was 1 ringgit 50 for the bike. And there used to be toll booths here. They removed it, right? So there's no charge. And we make through the bike lane, and we are actually going to exit. You're going to see a Kapchai rush past us to the right here. There he goes. And up ahead, my friend Mukris is going to make a right after that Kapchai passes him into a parking area. And the reason we're doing this is because we like the open, wide roads that cars go through. And we happen to discover as we go into this parking area, there's a little opening where you can actually get through. Right there, you can see just big enough for the bike wheels to go in. Right, so it's a little maneuvering of that big bike. And now we're on the main road together with the cars. So now we're entering the freeway. And you can see how much wider the roads are compared to the bike lane on the left, and that's the main reason we go on the highway. Now, many of you may ask, is this legal? Well, I have been cited before for not using the bike lane, so I guess there is a little risk, but to me, as far as we're not depriving people of their way, we should be fine. There's not so much traffic on the main highway here on the second bridge, so we figured we'd be okay. And that's it. Thank you for listening.